Looks like we're live, and I'm excited about this one because sometimes I just want to let it rip. I get so sick of all the crap that we are being spoon fed by all the gurus in our marketing and coaching space, which I, for one, actually kind of love. Like, I love this work. I love what we do. It's just, imagine if you bought a beautiful house only to discover it was infested with termites. That's kind of like what this whole coaching and marketing space is to me. There's nothing wrong with the space. There's nothing wrong with what we do, but it is infested with termites. And so what I want to do for you today is I want to break down the most popular ways that you get duped, or that they try to dupe you, that they try to fool you. And hopefully at the end of this, you'll be able to look at marketing and promises and claims and copywriting, and particularly the big gurus in a little bit more of a scrutinizing light, let's say. So, number one, the biggest, most crazy, over the top of all is outlandish promises. This is, by the way, this is older than internet marketing. The outlandish promises could probably be traced back earlier, but you can certainly trace it back as far as the traveling, and I'm not kidding about this, the traveling snake oil salesman, right? This was a real phenomenon back in the turn of the century when the West was being pioneered and all that. And the reason they traveled was because they knew that sooner or later people would figure out that there's nothing inherently magical about their elixir, right? And so it's the big over-the-top claims. And the problem is we've been so inundated by these absurdly lofty promises that it erodes our ability to discern. So here's a rule of thumb for you. If it seems too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. For instance, I had a colleague who for a short time became a friend until I found out what she was up to, and I kicked her to the curb. She was promising to help you get to 7 figures in 7 weeks. Come on. Like, sure, you can do that with lottery scratchers. You could probably do that with crypto if you're lucky. You can rob banks and do that. But in terms of working and producing something that people buy and going from wherever you are to 7 figures in 7 weeks, it's pretty much, that's just a Dutch rudder. That's just, it ain't going to happen. Let's just put it that way. So big over-the-top promises. And your action item here is to condition yourself to trust your instincts. If it sounds too good to be true, it is, right? If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. This isn't that hard. So that's number one. Number two is the famous by association. And you see this all over the place, but what you might not know is that most of this stuff is paid. So famous by association is a broad category, and it covers things like getting your pictures taken with big influencers or industry titans and stuff like that, and then posting them all over your social media. Or my personal favorite, and yeah, I'm talking to you, ClickFunnels community, the fucking 2 Comma Club award. I've been in this space long enough to have my heart broken over and over again when I've discovered that people will pay more than 7 figures to get the 2 Comma Club award just so that they can use it in their marketing. Now, I am not saying that everyone who uses it as a positioning piece is lying, but what I'm saying is there don't seem to be any real sort of guidelines or quality control pieces in place to control the authenticity of the claim. So anytime you see one of those like marketing agency awards on a coach's profile or in their ads, be suspicious, because you can literally buy those things. So another one would be as featured in Entrepreneur Magazine, Inc., as featured in Business Insider. Once upon a time, you had to earn those features. Now you simply pay for them. You simply pay for them. And it creates all this prestige, except that now the audience is starting to know because we're getting the same emails offering us articles in Entrepreneur Magazine for $5,000. Okay, that's another one. What's another good one? Oh, yes, of course, the lie of omission, right? So there are any number of out and out lies that you've got to watch out for. But the real insidious ones, the slippery fish, are the lies of omission. And included in the lies of omission category is anything that deliberately skews your perception from what's real and what's true, right? Anything that skews your perception. So we live in an age where a coach or a marketer will have 1 month where they do $100,000, or even better yet, 1 week where they do $20,000. And they, without telling you, they project that out over a year and say they have a 7-figure business. This happens all the time. So what should you do instead? Instead of trusting those kind of claims, what should you do? You should Google the person, right? Do your research. Look into them. Can you find not where people sing their praises, but can you find anything that feel like legitimate grievances, right? Just do your research. And so what have we covered so far? We've covered the lies of omission, the outright ridiculous claims, the famous by association. What's another one? Have you ever seen the very candid snapshots of people in private jets, or maybe with Lambos or in front of mansions? Some of you watching this will already know this. Some of you won't. You can literally rent all of those things by the hour for photo shoots now. You can rent the inside of a private jet. And in fact, in Southern California, in San Diego, it's not even a full private jet, right? It's like a Hollywood prop where it's half a private jet so that they can get the right camera angles and everything. And you can sit there looking thoughtfully out the window. And now it's hard because sometimes people are flying on private jets. Sometimes they're just posing, right? So we'll call it the trappings of success lie. The Lambos, the mansions, the private jet images. What I would say to you is this: to the best of your ability, if you're looking for who to choose to help you, focus more on things like consistency. Focus more on things like, do you get a feeling of integrity from this person? Focus more on things like, did you do some research to see if this place that, or this company that wants your money is, do they have a good reputation, right? So I'm going to wrap this short video with just a sort of a simple kind of common sense way to approach these things. So one, if it feels too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. Two is, anyone can rent a fancy car or a mansion. You don't even have to rent it, come to think of it. You could just go stand in front of one and get your picture taken, right? You can rent private jets for photo ops and all of these things. And so when you see people using these trappings of success, my advice to you is to be judicious, be thoughtful, be skeptical, because it's way too easy to fake that stuff. What you want to do, ideally, is research. Check with your gut. How does your gut feel about this? Is there any little, are the hair on your arms kind of rising? Do you get any little tingles? Anything like that? Because you were given the ability to sniff out bullshit. We all were. Some of us, it's just more developed than others. And you're dealing with very sophisticated misdirection and frankly, cons in a lot of cases. So you got to stay sharp. You got to stay focused. You got to trust your intuition and proceed from that. And so that's it for this video. I hope this has been helpful to you. And I want to invite you, if you like my style, if you like the cut of my jib, and you want to suss out who I am as a person, I invite you to follow the link below and join my Facebook group. There's no risk. There's no ask. other than, you have to give me your email address. But you can get a sense of what it feels like when somebody is really trying to show up with a heart for service and a desire to help coaches and experts get more business. That's it. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this. I always enjoy ranting to you and with you. So I'll see you in the next one.